After you walked away, he start posting everything online. Have you ever noticed that right after you break up with a man, especially when you only want to leave, suddenly he's everywhere? Most men aren't used to facing rejection, especially from someone they thought that was always going to be there. So instead of dealing with the pain, they perform online. They choose to start posting online. You may notice that he suddenly start posting selfies, outings, parties, vacation, hanging out with other women, hanging out with female friends, posting attention grabbing stories and motivational quotes, acting like life is perfect. So let's talk about why men do that. Why after a breakup, especially when you leave them, they start posting online. Because trust me, it's not always what it looks like. So I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why he's suddenly all over social media after you leave him. So one of the first reasons why is because he's trying to manage and control his image, right? He's trying to prove to himself that and his friends that he's okay. They want to show the world, especially if your relationship was public, that they are happy and they are unbothered and they are living their life good without you. It's often a way of saying to themselves and to the public, I'm still desired. I didn't lose. They start showing off online. They start acting like they're busy online. They are trying to say, look at me, I'm fine. I'm still wanted. I didn't lose. They are trying to say that they are okay without you. All this posting online is just trying to show or pretend that they are doing okay without you. They are unconcerned and they are unaffected by the breakup. They may even post women that they were with during your relationship, or they post women that they are currently with just after you broke up with them. Maybe just 2 or 3 weeks after you leave them, they're just doing this mainly to show to their male friends that they are still desired, that they are still wanted, right? So they're trying to control how people see them. But inside, they might actually not be feeling okay. They are just hiding their emotions behind this filter, hiding behind the camera. They are hiding behind the likes. They are hiding behind the comments. So deep down, a lot of this activity comes from confusion. They're not sure if they want you back. They're not sure if they want to prove a point online. They're really confused. They're not sure about themselves because you left them and they kind of have a shock, emotional shock. So they start posting online because they're confused. So it's like confusion. It could be like loneliness, and it could be just a fear of becoming invisible to the world, right? Because when a woman leaves, especially when a woman who truly cared about him, truly loved him, supported him, I'm sure he is feeling that absence hard. Instead of sitting with their emotions, they try to replace it with distractions. He don't want to reflect on his behavior. He don't want to sort through the situation. He don't know. It's confusion. He don't know, do I want to move on? Do I want to get her back? Or am I going to prove this point online? It's confusion. So they start posting online suddenly. So they are running away from their feelings. They eventually run away from feeling hurt. They don't know how to process this rejection in a healthy way. So they spiral online. So they post online to fill this emotional void that the relationship used to occupy. So that's the first one, trying to control their image, trying to portray this certain picture of who they are now, that they're not affected, right? So the second reason why he start posting online suddenly after you leave him is because he's looking for attention and he's looking for validation. A man that suddenly becomes active on social media after a breakup, usually they have a big ego. especially if he didn't expect you to leave, especially if he thought that you were always going to be there, always giving chances. It could have been like a shock to him. So the breakup kind of dent his ego, especially if you left them. Their pride is hurt now. Their pride feel wounded. You bruise their ego and you make them feel shame, so they start posting online. They are actually feeling embarrassed and humiliated. You knocked their confidence and brought them down a notch. That's why it's not good to be on your high horse and thinking that the sun only shines for you. It's not a good thing. Some men, they're on their high horse. They have this high horse attitude in the relationship. And when the woman leaves, it boosts their ego. It's insecurity. When they start posting online, that confidence you think you're seeing online, it's not genuine confidence, right? Men who are self-centered and who dismiss the concern of their girlfriend while they was in a relationship, who sweep things under the rug, who sweep your complaints under the rug, who never took you seriously, who were emotionally lazy and emotionally mature, who refuse, men who refuse to apologize, they refuse to be a better person. They often, when you leave them, they start posting on social media after the breakup. They are the ones who stay stagnant, who refuse to develop themselves. They refuse to develop themselves as a romantic partner because they are full of ego and they are full of pride. So posting gives them this temporary boost, the likes, the comments, and when women see them online, women will start to initiate conversation with them. They start chatting and flirting online because they're posting more online, so they will start to reach out to them and then they start flirting more. He is really trying to convince himself and others that he's doing great. But confidence, real true confidence is calm, is quiet, it doesn't need an audience, right? Posting every day and seeking validation is not a strength. They're covering up the emptiness that is inside them, right? So it's about getting this external approval to replace the validation that they got from the previous relationship, right? So that's the second one. The third reason why some men start posting online, especially after you leave them, after a breakup, is because posting distracts them from pain. Filling their feeds with selfies, with vacations, with parties, showing new experiences, posting with their friends, posting with the opposite sex is a way to avoid feeling lonely, and it's a way to avoid them from, they don't want to sit with the difficult emotions. They don't want to sit with their true selves. They don't want to sit with the breakup, the hurt of having been left. So posting is like a distraction. It's a coping mechanism. Some men don't want to process pain. They don't want to sit with their emotions. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to reflect on it. They avoid contemplating. So they keep busy. They travel. They hang out with their friends. They go on dates. They flirt excessively. They pretend they are fine. It's a distraction. They take a vacation. They post highlights. That's a way of distracting themselves. Instead of sitting with the emotions, they want to distract themselves. Right? So men will post smiles, they would post travel posts, hanging out with their friends, laughing. They post a new vehicle, they post they have new clothes, they have new gadgets, whatever. But inside, they are conflicted. They feel guilty, they feel shame, they're embarrassed, hurt, and they could feel like they're not good enough. And they probably could feel like they are failure. So they post all these things to cover up. It's like they're forcing to make themselves feel like they're winning. It's emotional displacement. It feels easier to post and perform online than to go and heal, than to go and work on yourself and be a better man. That's why they're posting online, to distract themselves. Instead of sitting in silence and processing the breakup, they post to distract themselves. It helped them to avoid thinking about the loss. It helped them to avoid thinking that they made a mistake, they take you for granted, and now you're gone and they lose you. So it's easier to scroll, post, flirt with many women online than to sit with the pain of missing you, of missing someone. Right? So the fourth reason why men become so active on social media after you leave them, they're posting everything, is because they might want to show that they have a fresh start in life, or they might want to portray this thing of they're reinventing themselves. Sometimes after a breakup, some people try to rebrand themselves, showing a new lifestyle, new hobbies. They want to show this new look. It's like announcing to the world, this is the new me, this is my new lifestyle, which is okay. Sometimes that's okay when I see, like, after 6 months, a year, for most women would do this, that's fine. But when a man start posting like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after, a month after reinvention of themselves, new lifestyle, that is just hiding behind the camera, right? But when a woman leaves a man suddenly could feel forgotten about. He could feel like he's irrelevant, right? So being active online is a way to fight that feeling, to prove even to himself that, okay, I still matter, I'm not invisible, I'm still desirable, I'm here, I'm winning, I'm doing great. It's a way to tell himself that, okay, now I have a fresh start, now I'm reinventing myself, when it's not really like that. So a sudden new lifestyle, like 2 weeks after breakup, 3 weeks after breakup, a month after breakup, that comes from identity confusion, inner disorientation. You're not really sure what you want to do or what is happening. So you spiral online, you post online. That is what these men are doing. The fifth reason why all of a sudden he's posting everything after you leave him is because it's an indirect message. Some men post after breakup subconsciously or consciously, hoping that you see it. So they just want to spark jealousy, they want to spark envy, they want to make you regret leaving them, or they want to make you curious about their new life. He's trying to make you notice that, hey, I'm still around, I'm winning, I'm thriving, or whatever. Some do this just to disturb your peace as a woman. So they're doing it like for revenge, to get back at you. So it's like an indirect message. Some of them are posting just to disturb your peace and your healing, right? So those are 5 reasons why he's on social media posting everything after you leave him. So when a man suddenly becomes active on social media right after a breakup, don't be fooled by this noise and by this performance. It's not real confidence. A lot of it isn't confidence, it's confusion. They're not sure what they want to do. They don't know, do I want to get her back? Do I want to prove that I'm still winning and I'm still thriving? Do I want to? They don't know. They're confused. They don't know what they do, so they go online. Most of them who post online just after the breakup, especially when you leave them, is because they have a big ego. They have a lot of pride. They have unhealed emotions. They feel guilty. They feel shame. They are embarrassed. They feel hurt. They don't feel like they're good enough because they lose you. They could feel like a failure, and it's just, they post on social media just to say to themselves and to others and to their main friends that I'm good, I'm still thriving, I'm winning, I still matter, I'm still desirable. Real healing does not need an audience. Real healing does not need everybody to see what's going on with you. Real healing happens in silence, right? When you reflect and when you grow, truly they happen in silence, right? They don't want to learn to be a better person. They don't want to learn from their mistakes. So if you are the woman who walked away, you need to stay focused. You don't need to check his stories. You don't need to check his status. You don't need to check his reels. You don't need to check his new posts. Don't compare your peace and your healing to his performance online. It's a performance online. Social media is not real. Social media is just little highlights of people's life, of short happy moments where some people just pretend to be happy. Pretend. Social media is not real. It's not people's real life. It's just seconds. It's just moments. That's not their real life. So don't compare your peace and your healing to his performance online. Remember that healing quietly is louder than any post he would ever make. So these men who post on social media right after a breakup, especially when you leave them, when the woman leave, these men think in their mind that the sun is shining for them alone. The sun doesn't shine for one person. When someone thinks the sun shines only for them, they lose balance, and that is what is happening to these men who spiral online. These men forget, or they may not know, that relationships, love, growth, all of this require humility. They really need to humble themselves. It requires accountability. They need to be accountable for their actions. They need to apologize. They need to listen to your complaints. They need to be attentive to you. They need to grow emotionally. They need emotional maturity, and that is what they need to work on instead of be posting online every day. So the breakup exposed their imbalance, and that's often why they spiral online after, right? They're acting like the world revolves around them. Acting like the world revolves around them around you is so easy. Healing, reflecting, growing, developing emotional maturity, and being a better man. That is where strength is, and that is what they don't have, and that is when they post online every day. It's showing that they're emotionally immature, they lack accountability, and they lack humility, right? And that is why being on your high horse after a breakup doesn't mean that you're leveling up. It just means that they're hiding behind pride, their big ego. They are trying to look untouchable, right? And the moment they stop trying to look untouchable, that is when real healing will start with them, and that is when they could start to develop. That is when development will start. So when you leave a man and he starts posting everything online, remember, it's not real confidence. So those are the 5 reasons why he started posting everything after you left him. So if this video, I hope this video helped. You could like this video and you could subscribe. And if you are a woman who you just left, you break up with your boyfriend, you break up with your man, and you start posting online, you would go back over this video and you will see the 5 reasons he's posting online. Social media is not real. It's fake confidence. He's just trying to show to himself, to his friends, that he's winning. He's just trying to control his image. He's just trying to distract himself from feeling lonely, from feeling irrelevant, and from dealing with the breakup, dealing with the pain of heartbreak. So that's the end of this video, and see you in the next video.